Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm your host Sandman. Today we're going to be discussing some of the weird things that Peterson Manufacturing is getting up to these days. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, everybody's probably noticing that Sandman's starting to slowly figure out how to use his computer, and that is dangerous for all of us because I only know enough to get in trouble. Secondly, let's start off with this. So a friend of mine in the manufacturing space, and I have several of them, got an email from someone that was concerned and states, looks like Ken is at it again. He appears to be trying to trademark the designs of a pry bar, bypass tools, knife tools, decoder, short hook, and others, and then enforce people to stop selling them. There are a bunch of DMCA notices, and then also search on U.S. trademarks for Peterson Manufacturing Inc. He has put in for an expedited application to try and go after fakes. He's sending the DMCA notices to Google to remove sites from the search. There are examples of the letters he's sent out to lockpick manufacturers in the trademark database. They are still pending applications, and it's possible for people to submit counterpoints. Wow, it's a heavy accusation. What on earth could Ken Person of Peterson Manufacturing be up to? Let's take a look. Okay, so here are the DMCA copyright complaints to Google from Ken Person. They were submitted on May 14th, 2024, which is funny because that was 2 weeks before he admitted that he did not invent the top of keyway tension wrench. But we're going to dig a little deeper into this whole debacle and see what the heck is going on. So they were submitted to Google LLC, reported to Lumen. Let's see, Lumen is the lumendatabase.org, so this just kind of keeps track of these copyright complaints. And so let's take a look at one of these. So this is copyright claim number 1, which includes allegedly infringing URLs, and there's a total of 5 URLs. So kind of work unspecified, Ken Person to Google LLC. Okay, let's take a look. All right, so these are the 5 URLs that Ken is reporting, and they are lockpick tools. If anybody's not in the know, lockpick tools is Southern Specialties. Southern Specialties has been around since the late 90s, early 2000s. They went under new ownership of Jeff Reagan, who's the new owner since 2016, but they have been making tools going back 20 years. They've been making tools probably longer or probably just as long as Peterson has been making tools. I know they both go back around the same time. So this may be some old blood feud that Peterson has against Jeff Reagan, which is weird because Jeff is like the nicest guy in the world, and these are absolute ridiculous copyright claims. So let's take a look at these URLs. So the first URL that he reported is the Executive Entry Toolkit. So I'm guessing, based off of what I know that I'm about to reveal to all of you, is that he's reporting the shim, the knife tool there. He's reporting that. He's reporting the quick, easy shim here. Okay, let's see what else he's reporting. He's reporting the quick stick bypass knife. Apparently, you can trademark a freaking knife, a dull knife at that. It's a freaking probe. That's what it is. He's trademarking that, and then he put in a complaint about these training aids, the link of the URL training aids, and there is absolutely, okay, he put in the complaint because he's claiming that his design is in an image of one of these products that happens to be on this entire URL. His goal, I would guess, is to harass Southern Specialties. That's what my guess is. That's his goal, is to harass and have these URLs taken down, which would cause loss of business and income to Southern Specialties, which is not good, and that's unfortunate. And then he also put a complaint on this tubular lock replacement parts, because this tool that's used for the tubular lock replacement part, apparently he's claiming that he invented. Let's keep cruising. So another complaint that he submitted on the same day is 6 URLs for the same company. And these are the 6. So notice in the URLs we see 3-pack Z-bar tension wrench, Bogota springs, leather case, short tension bar, and the Force lock picks. These are his complaints that these are his trademarked ideas or designs. I'm guessing that he's not complaining about the forced lock picks. He's complaining about these pry bars here. That's my guess. And here's another short tension bar. And here's a leather case. Now, his complaint is against the URL that has the leather case, but he's trying to say, well, if the image of the tool that I invented is inside this URL, then I can complain about the whole thing. I don't know how these complaints can be justified, and I don't know how they work, but I would definitely, if I worked for Southern Specialties, I'd definitely be getting on this, and I'd be doing some type of lawsuit against them for loss of financial gain. So apparently he's complaining about the leather case, though we all know that he's really complaining about this pry bar right here. And let's see here, Bogota Springs. There is absolutely nothing in this link URL or picture of anything that may have been invented by Peterson except for this pry bar that he's claiming to have invented, which we all know he did not. So, okay, here's the Bogota TI. He reported the Bogota, but it's the pry bar that he's probably pissed off about. Here's some more pry bars. And then we also have one more URL on Lockpick Tools, and then we have 4 URLs from Alibaba. I couldn't access those because I can only access so many inside of so many hours, whatever. But you guys get the gist. Let's see what's happening over on Reddit. Why is Peterson Tools trying to trademark tools? Why is Peterson Tools trying to trademark these tools? The only thing I can see is that the top of QA tension bar application has an expedited status. There are letters to unauthorized retailers attached to the application. Ken is claiming that this is his mark and he needs a trademark to prevent massive monetary loss from counterfeits. Around the same time, Ken then appears to have also removed a bunch of sites from Google for violating his property. And there's the link, and it says this is only one of the results. And I'll provide links to all of this in the description box down below. But let's take a look at this real quick. So he is trying to trademark the knife tool for locksmithing. He's trying to trademark, take a look at the, it's the lifter pick, also known as a monkey paw, also known as, it's in Sandman's 1988, the picking book. And I'll pull that out here in a second to show you guys that that's not his design. It predates anything that he's ever made. And then we have the gym hook. Luckily for me, I have 35 books in my collection here that are just on lockpicking and lockpick designs, and I will be happy to try to find the gym hook because I don't think he invented the gym, which is basically a sloped half diamond, but whatever. And then we have the turning tools used for locksmithing, and these turning tools here, right here, this pry bar here, I'll show you here in a second, was actually first published in 1973 in the Lockpick Design Manual. And then we have some turning tools here, like the American bypass driver here. We have a knife tool here. And I don't know if this is different, but it's another American bypass. Maybe it's the Abus bypass driver. And then we have another turning tool there. So let's take a look. Yep. So let's take a look and see what people have to say about this in Reddit before we look further into these trademark claims. What a complete bag of shit. How he thinks that pissing literally everyone off is good for his business is beyond me. Effing dummy. Let's see here. Lockpicking cowboy. Because he is a jackass who is losing his grip on the title of best pick maker in the world. Can you say Jimy Longs, Multipick, Lock Tools, Moki, prices where all the others shine over him? Don't get me wrong, I bought some of his tools just so I could feel them out. I like the feedback, but for quality and price, he has no choice but to try to corner the market on something that's just my opinion. Let's see here. I don't claim to be an IP law expert, but trying to trademark the shape of these tools seems like a pretty blatant misuse of trademark protection. Trademarks are supposed to be used for words or graphics that are used to identify important parts of a brand, such as the name of a company or major product or service by name or graphical icon. That's what I love about Reddit. These people are geniuses. I couldn't come up with anything like this. These are physical things that happen to have a certain shape, and that shape is even primarily driven by function. They have some common names, and if Peterson wanted to try to trademark a proprietary name for them, even descriptive and somewhat generic, as long as it's not in common use by others, that could be appropriate, but just outlining the tool itself and claiming trademark on that doesn't seem to fit the bill in any way. That's been my contention for the past year. I've been saying, hey, he didn't invent the top of keyway pry bar, but he was the first person to probably coin the term pry bar as it pertains to the top of keyway tension wrench. But he didn't coin the term pry bar. That's been around for hundreds of years. So let's keep reading. They might be eligible for patent protection. The U.S. is first to file now, not first to invent. But if there was public disclosure prior to filing, that can still make getting a patent really hard, and getting a patent sufficiently generic that others couldn't work around it and make similar tools would seem difficult in this case. And rightfully so, since they're not particularly novel on the whole, and that's what patents are for. They might have some very specific features that they in fact invented, and patented on those could be appropriate. People are so intelligent on Reddit. I post cat memes. Like, I'm just such a moron. Luxury tension wrench. I've known this guy for, going on 15 years. He's the smartest guy I know. He said, I don't think he is copyright striking and attempting to trademark the designs. He appears to be copyright striking and attempting to trademark the names of the tools. Notice that the results are labeled word marks, consistent only of words, letters, numbers, and other characters. They can be represented with a standard font. See, and he has the, what is the difference between a word mark and a word figurative? And he says, I think our beloved Ken is claiming names such as Prybar, Jim, and such. Strangely, he has described the pick profiles as turning tool used for locksmithing. Maybe Ken was typing and clicking in anger. He seems to do many things in anger. The web pages at Southern Specialties that he DMCA'd are still up. I can't see how these URLs are infringing his copyright. He may have legitimate wordmark claim on names that he coined, such as Peterson Prybar, Peterson Jim. God bless his mean-spirited little heart. I love you, luxury tension wrench. Man, I used to tell war stories to that guy in like 2011. God, we've known each other a long time. Let's see here. It very well could be that he is trying to apply a trade dress trademark, meaning that the tools listed on the trademark applications are synonymous with only with Peterson tools. Guys, there's so much good comments here. I want you guys to just follow the link and read this. Someone said, Sandman has a bit about Peterson Prybars here. I'm pretty sure all this is related so he can go after people who he believes stole his ideas. And he's not referring to me. He's referring to Peterson. And yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Someone said, Sandman is aware. That is good to hear, mate. So let's get into some of those trademarks here. So here are those designs. Now, these are word marks. So maybe they're not based off of the physical design. Maybe they're based off of the word. But let's take a look. Let's keep cruising. Close that. So here is the trademark USPTO, TSDR, USPTO.gov. Okay, so here's one of the trademarks, and here is the application right here, Trademark Service Mark Application Principal Register. This was filed April 19th of 2024, and this is the pry bar that we all know. That is the drawing, and this is the specimen. So this is one of his actual pry bars. Let's take a look at this. Hold on real quick here. Let me just go into my little library here. This is called the Lockpick Design Manual, okay? And this is published in 1973 by J.F. or J. Flores, P.O. Box 14, Rosemead, California, 91770. Published 1973. And then if I go to page 16 here, we have the pry bar that is in question. There it is. Sorry, hold on. This is hard. There's the pry bar. You guys see how this is identical? It's the exact same thing. It's the same thing, guys. Let me read this. The SAK system of tension is different from the American style of tension in that it has no spring to it like the American style. So it's flat and rigid. The tension bar is constructed out of 3mm stock, which is pretty thick. It's huge, and is cut to fit very tightly in the base of the keyhole. Now, this is referencing Euro profile cylinders where the pin stack is actually beneath the keyway. So the base is still what we would consider North America top of keyway. Doesn't matter. And let's see here. After it is finished, it is heated to a red glow and immersed into water, which is 63 degrees. SAK carries in his kit approximately 5 tension bars for each profile, and each bar of the same type is 1/10 wider than the others. So that means these graduate in 1/10 of a millimeter, or in our case, 1/10 of an inch. So that's why we see pry bars in 30 thousandths, 40 thousandths, 50 thousandths, etc. And Peterson Manufacturing was the first person to come out with 30 thou, 40 thou, 50 thou, to my knowledge, of the pry bar. I wonder if he got it from this book. So it says, the writer believes that the American style of tension wrench is better for surreptitious work because it is faster and leaves no marks, while the SAK tension wrench bar pry bar tension bar must be fitted to precision and leaves marks in the casings of some locks. So here's the deal. See the teeth on this thing? You see the teeth on this? He's saying this will leave marks on the locks. He's saying that the American American style of tension is better for surreptitious work because it's faster and leaves no marks. He's referring to the half twist bottom of keyway turning tool, whereas he's talking about while the SAK tension bar must be fitted to precision and leaves marks in the casings and some locks. However, SAK tension bar is the better of the two, and you will be surprised at the amount of feel you can receive with this bar. Naturally, you can construct the bar to any length or shape except for the part that fits into the lock. And one more time right up here, just for whatever. Here we are. Okay. Right there. So it's the same freaking thing, and he calls it a bar in that book, 1973. Let's keep cruising. So here's another page. This is an application for, let's take a look, Peterson Manufacturing, East Rochester, New York. All right. It should list the attorney. Yeah, here's the attorney signature information, attorney of record, Arizona bar member. All that information, it's all in here as well. Let's take a look at what that does. Look, it's another pry bar. How about that? This one doesn't have teeth. Okay. And then let's take a look at, that's the example, or that's the specimen. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Here's the application. And look, it's literally just a freaking shape that this guy wants to trademark the word. But here's the deal. In my opinion, hypothetically speaking, if he can trademark these words, he's trying to trademark them to the design. He's going to use this as intimidation to keep other manufacturers from producing these tools. These are the Peterson Flat 5 tools. These fell out of popularity like 15 years ago because two of them are the same thickness as the others. Like, there just wasn't enough. I think one of them is like 14 thousandths thick. And I think he doesn't even sell the Flat 5 anymore. He sells the Flat 4, which is weird. Probably because one of them didn't have knurling on it and it was just pointless. Nobody uses these, but he's going to use these as a part of his trademark claim as well. Let's see here. So here's another application. And here is the gym hook. Now remember, these are word marks, trademarks for words, but this is his gym hook. I got to go through my books and try to see if I can find the gym hook, because I swear to God, if Ken Person gets away with trademarking my favorite profile, I'm going to have a heart attack here, because I absolutely love when companies make this profile. Now, if he wants to say, well, I own the name Jim, well, good luck with that, because I got an uncle named Jim. Just kidding. No, you can't trademark GEM. You're not going to trademark Jim. And you're not going to trademark it onto the shape. He's trying to do this ass backwards thing where he's like, if I own the name, I own the profile. I don't think that that's how this works. Here is the specimen. Nobody uses 25 thou anymore except for noobs. Just kidding, noobs. I'm sorry. Don't be mad. Let's see here. Take a look at. Here's another application. Let's see what this is for. It is for his decoder tool. He invented the shim, folks. Look out. So this is a type of, what did they call this? He calls it knife tool used for locksmithing, right? Yeah. He calls it, the word mark is the knife tool. I don't know what he's trying to get out of this. Let's go back. Let's see. Mini knife. Product shape. This mark consists of a mini knife product shape with a tapered end forming the knife portion. Good luck trying to trademark this, dude. I just don't know what he's trying to accomplish with this. What happens if I click on that? Okay, nothing. Okay. So, I don't know what he's trying to accomplish with it, but that's these. These are in the DAMEs. Of course, the DAMEs is the Defense Against Methods of Entry, which was the U.S. government course to train people in surreptitious entry and covert entry techniques. And they would have used various tools for bypassing, such as this. This is in his DAMEs kit. Now, he didn't invent the term DAMEs, but he's trying to lay trademark, wordmark on the tools that are inside of a DAMEs kit, which he took the name from the U.S. government. Go figure. If that's not irony, I don't know what is. Let's keep cruising. All right, here's another application. I wonder what this is. The mark consists of a turning tool designed with a bend on one end. That could be anything, with a semicircular cutout on the tip of the tool. And that is the gym hook. No, this is the lifter hook. Hold on. While I put this idiot to rest. Oh my God. Okay, so if you want to call this, I know he calls this the lifter hook. He calls this the lifter hook 1. He has it in the specialty hook, which is 25 thousandths. He has it in 18 thousandths. He has it in 15 thousandths. I know all his tools off the back of my hand because I've been using them since 2010. Been using them since 2010. Let me pull out my picking book from 1988. Okay, 1988. Copyright 1988. J.I. Levine. First printing May 1988. All right. Let's see what J. Levine has to say. We have a DeForest half diamond in here. That was invented by Bill DeForest. I wonder if Ken's going to lay claim to that. Okay, here we go on page 16. Apparently, and I'm going to write a book one of these days, that's going to be the history of locksport and lockpicks, and I'm going to make sure that page 16 reveals all the secrets of the universe, because that apparently that's Peterson's favorite page among all the books he likes to steal designs from. Here is the lifter pick right there. We have 3 different designs. We have one right there at the very top, which is basically the design that he's trying to lay claim to. And then we have another design that's a push and a pull. Let me read that real quick. One modification I've made on several of my hook picks is a filed notch in the center of the blade's tip. This notch helps capture a pin or wafer, making easier positioning and control of the picking procedure. To modify a pick, file a notch into the tip of the pick blade using a triangular file. The notch should be wide and deep enough to trap a pin or wafer. Let's read his description of this in the application. The mark consists of a turning tool design with a bend on one end with a semicircular cutout on the tip of the end. So I guess if you make a circular cutout, not a triangular shaped cutout, all of a sudden you have you now own the lifter hook. Go F yourself, Ken. This is not... So there's the specimen. I've always wanted to talk about this, and I haven't been able to use my computer because I can't figure it out for the life of me. But now that we've gotten this far, let's go ahead and go down that road. Let's talk about the lifter hook. First off, first thing I see in the profile is it's not a circular cut. It's a square cut. His description says circular cut. The design that he submitted, the drawing, is a circular cut. He states a semicircular cut. The drawing is a circular cut. The specimen is a square cut. I don't know what's going on with this particular retarded looking version, but this is among his specialty picks. The specialty picks are decap picks, deep cut access picks. So these are marketed as being able to have a very low shank, be able to go into highly paracentric keyways to be able to pick a lock, even though it's a medium hook and you're not going to squeeze that into a highly paracentric keyway. But, you know, Peterson's not necessarily known for his lock picking abilities. He's really just known for his skills at the buffet. Take a look at the shank. Look at the base of the shank. Do you see how at the base of the shank it is thinner than it is at the profile of the shank here? That is how it is on all of his lifter picks. groove picks, grabber picks, monkey paws, whatever you want to call them, that's how they all are. It is such a terrible design, and it's been that way for 15 years. Why on earth, Ken? I know you're watching this. I know you're smoking your cigar and you got your 3 stupid dogs next to you and you're complaining, you're in your underwear, whatever, and you're watching this. Why on earth have you not fixed this design? Why is it thinner where the pick breaks than at the profile? Are you intentionally trying to sell me something that is going to fail? Because these are also your most expensive picks. I'm pretty sure that these are somewhere between $9 and $16. You're using 400 series stainless steel, not a government steel. There's no such thing as government steel. It's a surgical stainless steel, which has, what is that, like, 265,000 pounds of ultimate tensile strength. And you decided to put the weakest part of the pick to be the thinnest part of the pick right here. That's beyond me. Also, this pick shank stops right here. That's how cheap this dude is. These picks cost him $1 to make, I suspect, so I've been told, and then he sells them at a 1,600% markup, 1,600%. Let's keep cruising. Let's keep cruising. Sorry, man. I grew up watching Pauly Shore. Let's keep cruising. All right, okay. Here is the application. This mark consists of a turning tool design with a bend on one end and a bend forming an open channel shape. We have the American bypass driver. The dude's trying to lay trademark to the name of this, but the name of this that he's calling it, what is he calling it? He's calling it turning tool used for locksmithing. I don't know if that's the name. I don't know how to sift through these results. I'm still trying to figure this out. Let's go back. So that's the specimen. That's the drawing. Take a look here. Turning tool used for locksmith. Identification. Filing basis. At least as early as 2011. Ooh, let's go back and see when he invented the other tools. We're learning. I'm getting smarter. 2012, he's claiming he invented the lifter hook. I've got that beat by math, 14 years in the lockpick, the picking book, 1988. I want to see what year he's claiming to have invented this tool, the mini knife. He's claiming he invented that 2011. Let's see when he claims to have invented the gym hook. That one's going to be interesting. That one he's claiming he invented 2011 as well. Strange. That's weird because I've been using the gym hook since before 2011. I bought my first gym hook 2010, I thought. Okay, let's keep going. Wait, pry bar. What year did he say he invented the pry bar? Pry bar? Yep, pry bar. 2015. Turning tools used for locksmithing. First use anywhere date. At least as early as 2015. That's weird because the dude's had them since 2010, 2011 that I'm aware of. Huh. Okay, that's weird. You'd think he would try to, I don't know, buy as much favor as he could. But, okay, let's see here. Here's another application. The mark consists of a knife product shaped with a tapered end forming the knife portion. So this should be the knife tool. He's claiming that he's used it as early as 2011. Knife tool used for locksmithing. Okay. Let's take a look at what that is. That's this. He's like, I invented the katana. I don't know what he's trying to claim with this, but that's the specimen. It's basically just a hard shank that you use for bypassing the back of the actuator of a cheap padlock. Let's go to his website. Let's see here. So let's go to Turning Tools. Let's go to Turning Tools. Why is nothing coming up for Turning Tools? Here we go. Is my internet out? Is that what's going on? Of course, because I'm recording, right? Hang on. I actually don't have slow internet. It's because I'm recording. So, his website's not coming up. Here we go. Turning tools. Your picks and tension tools are simply the ones I turn to the most. Okay, here we go. I want to read what this guy say about these pry bars. I know it'll pop up in one of them. Let's see if it pops up in all of them. Hang on. I should have been prepared. All right, here we go. Here we go. So I know it says it in one of these. It used to say a bunch of gobbledygook, and I should have had like the Wayback Machine on this, but it used to say a bunch of gobbledygook about how he had designed this. He's like, did you know I'm also the one that designed it? I actually read off what he says in one of my videos. I'll provide a link down below called The History of Top of Keyway Tension Wrenches. And in that video, I read what he says about how he claims to have invented this tool. Well, as of May of 2024, let's now read what he says. He says, I recently saw that the English wrote a book for their intelligence people on how to make lockpicks, and in that book they had a square cut top of keyway turning tool. That would be the bottom of keyway, of course, in Europe. So I stand corrected. I did not invent the flat top of keyway turning tool. I just designed the first that I knew of. So here he is admitting, as of June 8th of 2024, that he didn't. I stand corrected. I did not invent the flat top of keyway turning tool. I just designed the first that I knew of. I guess he's trying to say that, you know what they say, great minds think alike, and that's fine. Let's take a look at that pry bar in this picture here. Let's take a look at this book on page 16 again. It's identical, my friends. Obviously, his has teeth. The description in the book describes that it has teeth. He also has ones that don't have teeth. Like this one here on the right doesn't have teeth. Some of these have teeth, some of these don't. He makes these with teeth and without. Here we go. Tell me that's not a spitting image of this. Tell me it's not a spitting image. Tell me it's not. Because it is. Alright, folks. I think that's enough. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm really surprised that he changed it. But they are not... Let's see here. I would like to thank the many people who have voluntarily told me they won't buy these competitor products because they are knockoffs and they do not think that this is right. But more importantly, I truly appreciate those who do buy our products because they see them as superior. Man, he completely revamped his old website. He used to have a complaint about Bosnian Bill. He used to have complaints about lockpicking lawyer. All that seems to be gone. I bet all that's still here if I look hard enough. I bet it's all still here. Let's see if let's take a look. If we go into his pick sets, I bet if we go to the mayor or the governor or the ghost, it might be something there. The eagle's nest, the governor, the congressman, the senator, the phoenix, the lion, the talon, the wombat. He has 35 pick sets and 35 pick groupings. That means he has 75 pick sets, which is retarded. Okay, let's see if he got rid of his nonsense about the complaints against Bosnian Bill and lockpicking lawyer. He got rid of it. If you'd like to hear those complaints, by all means, check out the link in the description below, and I have all that recorded on a previous video. Let me see. Recently, experienced lockpickers work together. Team proposed. Help us. We appreciate the beginning recommendations. We accepted this list of contents. Larger case, reduced packaging, fulfillment. The governor, the mayor's prostitute wife, or excuse me, prostitute girlfriend. His wife is a lovely person. Anyways, that's all I have for today, folks. Let me know in the comments down below. Where do you think this is going? Do you think Peterson Manufacturing has a dispute? Do you think they can trademark the terms? Can they trademark the designs? Is this just a word trademark? Why would he trademark the words if he's not going to go after the designs as well? Because if he's going after the words, then all the other manufacturers could just, hey, instead of calling it a gem, I'm just going to call it a sapphire or a ruby, profile. Like, I don't think this is where the buck is going to stop, because I know a lot of manufacturers in this space, and a lot of manufacturers are telling me, showing me screenshots, telling me stories about how Ken was just in Germany trying to threaten people in Germany about trademark and copyright and blah, blah, blah. and that he was just in some foreign country, Czechoslovakia, Singapore, whatever, making complaints against manufacturers. The dude is not stopping. He's like the juggernaut, you know, and once he gets going, you know, he's going to try to build momentum. I'm curious as to where this is all going. I think this is all farce. I think it's all bullshit. I just put it in order with him because I have tools that I need replacements for, and it was $80 for like 4 tools. It was ridiculous. I can't wait to make a video just on that. And it's absolute nonsense. I don't know what else to say. This guy just surprises me. I thought that he was like, you know, changing. Someone came to my YouTube video when I said, you know, like, I made a video showing how Peterson finally recanted what he had said about Top of Keyway. And someone in the comments was like, he's just an old man who's, you know, he's different now. And stop going after him, Sandman. You know, we used to be friends, Sandman, but now you're just a jerk, blah, blah, blah. Well, what are your comments on this? I would love to know your comments if I didn't have you blocked already. But dude, like, people keep sniping me from a distance about how much they love Peterson, and all I see is just hate and discontent from this guy. That's all I see. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I want to see them. I'm not going to delete any. I want to see what you guys have to think. I'll catch you guys next time. Man.